Now at 5, May Day demonstrations bring out crowds in Oregon. From workers' rights to immigration, it's a day of protests in the state and around the world.
Gun deaths and injuries do not have to happen, and we're here to do something about it.
No student should be afraid to go to school.
The eyes of our future are watching the choices of lawmakers today. Students help file 2 ballot measures on gun reform. It's Saturday, May 1st, and on this day in 1967, singer Elvis Presley and his bride Priscilla Beaulieu were married in Las Vegas. The news starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Folkers. It's May Day and demonstrations are happening around Portland and Salem today. Let's check in with Christelle Coomway. She's been following events in town and joins us now. Christelle.
Now, Brittany, Portland is known for May Day protests, also known as the International Workers' Day. Now, Saturday morning, the first of many planned rallies started at Holiday Park in Northeast Portland. Dozens of people gathered at Holiday Park Saturday to support the PRO Act. It's a bill that expands various labor protections related to employees' rights to organize and collectively bargain in the workplace.
The message today is it is important for workers to have rights and the ability to organize on the job, and it's important that that workers do organize on the job because they can win things for themselves.
The Portland Democratic Socialists of America organized this event. They're hoping to send a message to Congress to pass the bill.
Tell me what you need, what you really need.
Justice! Over at the East Bank Esplanade, a number of organizations also gathered, including the International Migrants Alliance. They advocated for better working conditions for migrants.
Our mission is to continue keeping the government accountable, and our mission is also to continue working and fighting for migrant rights.
After a few speeches, one group started marching downtown to the Justice Center on Southwest 3rd Avenue, a building that has become a central location for protests over the past months. Others joined a car caravan also headed there. Their final destination, a rally at the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement building along the South Waterfront. Now, Brittany, police say so far they've made 1 arrest downtown, and a body armor and weapons were recovered from that person. Now, there are other events scheduled for later tonight by other groups, and police say they're keeping an eye on those events and are ready to respond if any damage occurs or if public safety is threatened. Brittany?
Christelle, thank you. Now, May Day protests were taking place really all across the state of Oregon and Washington today. In Salem, dozens of people were at the Capitol, and here's a little bit of what things looked like in Seattle.
The past year plus of the pandemic has hit our immigrant communities disproportionately. And so we're really out on the streets today to let people know that immigrants are visible.
Detention is not the answer. Deportation is not the answer. Criminalizing immigrants and immigration is not the answer. We can and must do better.
Several peaceful demonstrations took place around the city. Police say at one point they did arrest someone for causing property damage at a coffee shop. Several others were arrested for placing items in the road while marching. Thousands of people joined 2 major unions and took to the streets of Spain to celebrate International Labor Day. Demonstrators were asked to respect social distancing during their march. The protesters demanded that the socialist government continued with the protection of wages and government pensions. Spain's economy has suffered during the year-long pandemic, with 17% of jobs lost in the active population during 2020. Hundreds of protesters were arrested in Turkey today as police moved in on May Day demonstrations, which had been banned under the current lockdown. Turkey added the restrictions on Thursday evening, barring people from leaving their home until May 17th unless they're getting essential items. In Istanbul, a few trade union leaders were allowed to lay wreaths at the Republic Monument in the main square, but many others were stopped before reaching that area. Some local high school students want gun reform, and they're not waiting for lawmakers. Their efforts already have the attention of Oregon's senior senator. Galen Etlin asked them, how will this time be different?
These students want action.
Hi, I'm Ben. a junior in high school here in Portland.
Ben is the founder of Lift Every Voice Oregon, a youth-led organization to end gun violence. They joined Senator Ron Wyden on a news call this weekend.
Gun deaths and injuries do not have to happen, and we're here to do something about it.
No student should be afraid to go to school.
No one is afraid to go to church or go to synagogue, just be in their community.
Some of these students are part of the Oregon group, but live in neighboring states.
This is a national issue because gun laws in one state impact residents in the neighboring states as well.
Students helped file 2 state ballot measures about guns. They would ban some semi-automatic assault weapons and ammunition and limit high-capacity magazines that have been used in multiple deadly mass shootings across the country. Buyers would also have to have a permit, completed background checks, and training to get a gun.
These young Oregonians deserve a new and safer normal.
Senator Wyden is working on gun reform at the national level, too, and says even though these students can't vote yet, they will eventually.
They're watching their elected officials and they're going to hold them accountable.
Oregon students have heard this before. A former Hood River Valley High School student even testified to U.S. lawmakers in 2018.
We won't stop marching. We will keep fighting weapons and those who protect them over us.
So what's different now? For one, locally, Portland gun violence is at record highs. The FBI is even stepping in to help build cases against people behind it. Gresham, too, has seen double the number of shootings so far this year compared to 2020. And with students headed back to class, the concern of more school shootings is there, too. So now, Senator Wyden says national bills for stricter background checks are closer to passing than ever before.
Only a few votes away. We're going to stay at this till we get it done. It's not a violation of the Second Amendment.
Lift Every Voice Oregon is collecting signatures for its state measures and says everyone has a role to play to end gun violence.
And I think as youth inheriting this world, it's important that our voices are heard in this matter.
Galen Etlin, KGW News.